else in the world would you rather be today? The Broadbeach Bowls Club just a stone's throw away from the beach, and it could be a wonderful day for the team from Hong Kong. 𝘱𝘳𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘯𝘵 and Esther Yu, as Steve mentioned off the top today, they had to change their flights. They weren't expected to be here. They thought that they would be well and truly back in Hong Kong by now, and they've got the chance to go home with a little something extra in their luggage, and they'll take on the family combination from Victoria. Now bowling out of the 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 Bowls Club, Gail Edwards and her daughter Brooke. Some of the Edwards family are also here with us today at the Broadbeach Bowls Club, and they are going to be in full voice. A lot of Victorians who have stuck around for the remainder of the tournament as well, and they're supporting them also. 3 bowls each if you're following along at home, and 18 ends we play in this women's pairs final. Steve Glasson and Barry Lester joining us for today's final. Gentlemen, feels like it's a really hard one to tip because they're two teams we don't know a lot about.
I think the Hong Kong girls, they look like the smiling assassins, don't they? They're always smiling. They're having a great time. They're just absolutely stoked to be in the final. And, of course, we've got the experienced Edwards team who have been here before and done it. So, contrasting stories. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, no doubt, Jack, and well put together there, Glass. That's right. We've got great international flavour. We've got beautiful conditions. I'm loving this TV rink. It's playing very true, and the green's flying. The jack went into the ditch, and that happened yesterday as well. So it's a bit of a sign the green's really nice and free, but 2 quality players in both teams, and through Gail Edwards, she's on fire. She's been playing a lot of big conversion shots right throughout the tournament, and I think we'll see a bit more of that today.
We're underway in our final. Our competitors have completed their roll-ups.
Wonder how the nerves are out there. It's a pressure cooker situation sometimes because you're surrounded. People are so close. The spectators are so close. It's not well, it is a foreign place to be in sometimes on the TV ring. So if you're not all that used to it, it could be a case early on of who has the better nerve and settles as quickly as they can. And there's a good sign.
One good bowl for each to start with. Way back in 2005, when the Australian Open was held at the 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 Bowls Club, Brooke Edwards, Gail Edwards and Jan Hurst were the women's triples champions. So
come on, Brooke.
Jan's here in the audience too, so she'll be cheering for her former AO triples champion. So
hold.
Gee,
well done,
what a start. That'll do her confidence wonders.
頭先我差成2碼㗎，加多2碼。1 yellow.
As it stands at the moment, it's 1 shot to the Edwards combination in the yellow. How have you seen the speed of the greens, Barry? You've had a match this morning already in the 4s on a different rink, albeit, but how have you seen the speeds?
Oh, the speeds are perfect, really. You know, the quicker the better. You want all your players playing touch bowls. You want to see the jack just shifting around, bowls being sat, and you can play all those shots under these conditions. Every shot is pretty much playable. You can be holding almost a front toucher, and it can be drawable. So, been trying to get the time of the green today. I think it probably hovering around 16.5 to 17 seconds. So that's very quick, but they've fully matured now over the last 2 weeks of play, and we're going to see some high quality bowls.
So at the changeover, Gail Edwards, who's been a club champion on more than one occasion. Nice and easy to follow along to at home.
Very much a steadying influence too, Gail, in this Edwards lineup. Obviously a mother-daughter, but mothers have that influence, and it's equating to on the green as well. So plenty of experience.
She's not short on her first one, and that's, I must admit, this is 2 teams that coming in were teams that were unheralded, flew under the radar. So we've been learning a lot about them in the last 24 hours, and speaking to a few people, the general consensus about the way Gail plays is that she won't be short.
And they've beaten some big scalps along the way too. They're not here by a fluke. They're here through awesome performances. So you're looking at the likes of, well, for the Edwards as an example, they've beaten Natasha Scott and 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 as an example. 2 Jackaroos, 2 current or just very recently crowned Commonwealth Games gold medalists. So it's no fluke.
Plays with a lot of venom, Gail Edwards. She's got a lot of experience. She's played a lot of state bowls for Victoria over the years. And here's a bit of class showing early. And she draws another shot.
Once again, a good confidence booster. Baz, you were just timing that. What did it come in at?
I've got that at 17.9 seconds, Glass. I know it's about 34 metre length. It's a bit longer than normal, but it's definitely over 17 seconds, this green.
That in itself is a big test for the Hong Kong contingent because their outdoor greens over there wouldn't run anything like that. So, fairly good attempt there.
What would a normal, I guess, a standard Hong Kong outdoor green play like, Glass?
Well, I've had the great pleasure in playing in Hong Kong, and 11. 11, yeah. And they do a little bit differently over there. In some
flat 11 too.
Well, no, well, not flat, no, because if we're talking flat as in surface, certainly not. Because, no. Over there, they often put string lines on the boundary pegs as a guide. So sometimes you've got to just be a little bit careful you don't trip, because there could be an inch or two gap in some cases where the string line is not actually touching the level or the unlevel surface of the ground. So, look, through no fault of anyone's, it's just the climate and that sort of thing over there. So I'm certainly not picking on them, but vastly different to what we're experiencing here, vastly.
I'm not sure about you, Baz, but that sounded like a man who's tripped over those string lines more.
I'd have them as favourite, but I'm just looking at the techniques of both Hong Kong players. Very sound, very balanced, getting the bowl away very nice, which is quite important for a fast-paced green. So if they can settle in early, I think we're going to see some tremendous heads, and it might come down to the back end, who shifts the jack around or who plays some aggression.
Great start, kiddo. Brilliant.
Look at that.
Proud mother speaking to her daughter, isn't it?
慢慢捉。
As she would be.
There wasn't a lot of nerves from Gail's perspective. I just sensed with Brooke, and she's, as I say, won this event before, but I just sensed there was just a desire to get off to a good start is probably the best way to describe it, as opposed to nerves, just wanting to start well.
There's a real unknown, isn't there? Because they're not quite sure what they're up against either, because they haven't actually experienced the style of play of this Hong Kong duo. And because they come from such heavy running greens, there's a fair chance that they will be very aggressive. That's their style of play over there.
Come on, Brooke.
It's a real unknown. It's pretty exciting,
All
really.
Absolutely.
Push.
Just falling short on this occasion.
That's
Lovely line
okay.
again for
All
Brooke,
good.
which helps her confidence.
So if you're following along at home, the top left-hand
嗰
corner
個4尺嘅，照裝埋得㗎
we'll
啦。
do
呢個
our
先
very
有
best
3
to
碼
keep you up to date with all the information that you need to know. You've got the amount of shots that one team's holding. As you can see, each bowl that they have left, which will tick down after each bowl they play, and also underneath the amount of shots that are being held. So at the moment, it's the Edwards team in yellow who
Give
hold
me just
2
under
shots.
the
And
2 more. Just finish just behind.
they hold 2 shots by a pretty considerable distance.
That wind is actually tailing in this direction, so I think we're going to see a lot of bowls either short or over. I think it's going to be hard to find jack-eye weight with that tail
Wherever it
wind,
finishes is okay.
especially with it being so fast this
All
green.
good.
Well, that's a purposeful shot there. Definitely making sure that Brooke gets past the jack. It gives them a little bit of insurance for later on in the head. If anyone can disseminate the native tongue or the native language of our Hong Kong visitors, and you pick up on anything, let us know, won't you?
I think you'll find that Lauren Wood's been working very hard in the last 24 hours to
Has she? Okay,
work across it.
good stuff. find some inside secrets or something, or some tactical knowledge or warfare that they're going to employ.
So 3-shot advantage. All three of Brooke Edwards' bowls were quite handy. Cheryl Chan's bowls a bit loose. Just adjusting, playing in this direction for the first time.
Both nearly got a permanent smile on their face, haven't they?
Yeah.
It probably goes back to what Jack said earlier, Glass.
Somewhere
Where
near
else would
I
you?
reckon. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Where else would you want to be today if you're a bowls fan or a bowls player or you just like sport in general? Get on down to Broadbeach Bowls Club. After this match, we'll see an absolute cracking singles final between two superstars of the sport.
Going for cover, making sure that no big scores are lost here.
2 bowls to play for Brooke and Gale. Cheryl and Esther have the full complement of 3 left, but with the count the way it is, this first one from Esther really needs to be in the mix.
Tell you what, it's very close.
That was a beautiful delivery. That's a great shot.
That was a very good shot, very good second shot. Only just out of actually nailing it. Well played.
Behind the jack.
That's changed things up a bit.
Really nice delivery from Esther there. Really love the tempo through that technique, especially for the quick green. She gets down nice and low.
They've
Get
had
heavy, Brooke.
a large contingent of Hong Kong players and some officials here for the Australian Open. A lot of them have actually gone home now, but they've put in an incredible amount of work while they've been here. Even so, after the game, when the games finish late afternoon, evening, who's the first ones you see out there but the Hong Kong contingent out there practicing, learning, enjoying all that these facilities and these wonderful greens here at Broadbeach provide. So they're reaping the rewards for the hard work. And fair effort again here.
Oh, 2 magic deliveries. It's a great effort again.
That may still have a role to play.
Their downfall, if, again, not trying to be critical, but their downfall might be just not being as experienced with the tactics and the type of style of play that we play here in Australia. That could be their Achilles heel, but I'm certainly not saying that's a definite.
Just heard Gail Edwards say, I've just got it there as cover. I don't think
都係
that
咁
was
嚟，定係我喺呢邊彈佢過去啊？
exactly where she wanted it to come to rest.
Well, Brooke, I mean, it is your mother, you don't argue, do you?
That's it. That's it.
What Mum says goes.
Final bowl of end number 2.
講得滯。
I like the fact she's changed hands here. Look, she's smiling. She's a little bit quick. Straight away, a bit of a smile on a dial.
And that won't be in the
Great ball,
count.
Brooke.
So Brooke Edwards and her mother Gail have got away to an early lead in the women's pairs final after 2 ends here at the Australian Open. It's 2-0. It's the final day of the Australian Open for 2018. Who can blame us for not really wanting to go home? That is the beach that's just metres away. You can see that's where we sit at the Broadbeach Bowls Club.
Great
And
bowling,
how
Brooke.
close it is to the beautiful sand here on the Gold Coast.
It is spectacular, isn't it?
少少啊要。
And the crowd are certainly enjoying what they're seeing so far. We mentioned that there's a strong Victorian contingent still here, and they are supporting the team from the Big V, Brooke and Gail Edwards, who lead 2-0 over Cheryl Chan and Esther Yu from Hong Kong.
Yes.
Well, Cheryl, so
Bit unlucky.
close, yeah. She's actually cut it down, you know, from 3 to 2, or maybe 1, but it hasn't made it much easier
Not
for
bad.
Esther, unfortunately. But it was amazing, amazing correction from her second delivery. To think she was wide and heavy and then to nearly draw the shot. What a great correction that was.
Thought we might have almost been a chance to see the trilogy in the women's pairs. The last 2 years, it's been the same final, just with different results. Ellen Ryan, Julie Keegan, Rebecca Van Ash and Ann Johns, but they couldn't come together for the 3rd time in a row in this final. So we are going to crown brand new winners today.
Absolutely. So
in the pairs discipline.
both those combinations, they still went deep into the event, but and it's the nature of the beast. You can't be there every year. It's just impossible as much as you'd like to be. So, but gee, they're playing well, aren't they, the Edwards? come out all guns blazing.
And to be fair to Rebecca Van Ash, she has come away with something. The Women's Singles Championship yesterday.
Wasn't that a game and a half?
Brilliant game.
Whew.
Outstanding. I did catch Christina Christic on the way out last night, and I said, you probably realise that there's a handful of people in the world who would have beaten you today with the way you played. She was terrific, but
Yeah.
Beck was just that tiny little bit better.
I don't know if it would have been that many. It was just a special occasion. Very close here. Oh, they're not having much go for them, are they?
To think so many people go home empty-handed or not even looking at getting anywhere near a final. So many competitors.
Are you talking to me?
And to see so many quality players get deep year after year, it's full credit to them. Gail's trying to work in off the bowl of 𝘱𝘳𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘆, just falling the wrong way.
Got a nice healthy amount of bowls in the head at the moment.
Just discussing here a different option of how to try and extract her way out of this little bit of trouble that she's in. Changing to the backhand. A little bit of weight.
It's got a bit of extra something on it.
Oh, probably best results to shift the front bowl.
Not a mile away.
Well, she's done that.
Tell you what, misses that. Had the jack probably right in the belly.
It changes things a lot, actually. Jack's more vulnerable now. The red bowl is protected. I like it, though. Bit of aggression early.
Yeah, an attacking
Watch
move.
the round bowl work.
It's good to see.
This is an attacking thought here too, looking at potentially landing the nearest Hong Kong bowl for
Might go the back.
5 or 6. All the other option, as she's so decided upon, is to put a bit of insurance around the back.
So she's anticipating that 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘴𝘦𝘴 might play with more weight again.
She'd literally play the same shot, she scores.
Yeah.
Now that her
all over
bowl's
it.
protected, definitely Glass. That's right. She's got the luxury of having the backest bowl.
It's right at the back.
Gail needs that to hang on.
Willing it to stop, it's pretty close to doing that. Oh, that's well played. Inch perfect.
How's the touch?
Inch perfect.
我都係照咁嚟㗎啦，因為我照咁，我都係照頭先咁嚟。頭先我喺佢個波喺呢度㗎，定係我而家都係咁嚟？
There's not a lot of danger here, to
冇
be
辦法
fair.
㗎，都係要咁嚟。
I think it's a similar shot.
我而
Played
家
that last time well. It was just stiff to catch the edge of the front one and miss, but same bowl.
What I do like, and this probably stems from the coaching in Hong Kong, their development they're going through as a country. I reckon this is part of their training. Make sure they go up to the head, have a good look, have a good discussion about what shot they're trying to play, and go back 100% committed and try and execute that shot.
And this is different to other events that we play. You're not on the clock here. You can take however long you need.
Lovely delivery.
Backhand. Not as quick this time. Only needs to hold a touch. Well, it's just getting away with the least bit weight.
And she's missed narrow. So a couple of shots to Brooke and Gail Edwards. Gee, they've started this final well. They spoke about wanting to get away quickly, and they've put 4 shots difference between them and their competitors in this final, Cheryl Chan and 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘴𝘦𝘴. Now, Baz, we talk a lot about Hong Kong, and they hold some wonderful events, but Hong Kong is a bowls nation. You find a lot of nations have a style of play. Is there one with Hong Kong? I mean, we certainly know with Malaysia how they play in some of the other Asian nations. Are Hong Kong at that point yet where they've got a brand, I guess you could say?
Yeah, I witnessed it this morning to think that, you know, at some stage, Alex Marshall, one of the most experienced players going around on top level bowls, he's standing in front of the head and he's chatting with all 3 teammates about what shot to play, you know, and he's Alex Marshall. And you see the Scottish teams, the Irish teams, they really get the whole rink involved in the decision and make a real good team decision of before they play the shot. Hong Kong, well, sometimes you're probably not sure what you're going to expect. You know, they've all got pretty good techniques. I think there's been, and Glass would know more than me, there's been a few either Australian, New Zealand or other country real quality players going over and do some coaching. Glass, I think maybe Robbie Dobbins has been over.
Yeah, Danny Ho does a lot with them now.
Yep.
Danny's an experienced international player as well. So, look, there's a guy, I'm going back a little while now, but there's a guy very closely involved with the Jackaroos who was known as the Hong Kong Kid, and that's Mark McMahon, our sports
on,
psychologist.
Is that right?
So,
Brilliant, Brookie.
but they're super keen. Gee, she's playing very well. They're super keen, and the best part is they're willing to learn. And I think that's a key element. If you are willing to learn, no matter what level you get to, there's every chance you're going to improve, aren't you? So
I noticed that at the Commonwealth Games recently, and Barry, you can talk about this too because you were involved in one of their more successful matches, but the difference with the Indian team at the recent Commonwealth Games from 4 years ago to this year, to me, it was noticeable that was a squad that had gone away and done everything that you've just said. They'd put their head down, they wanted to learn, they'd worked hard, and they came up with a couple of, both in the men's and women's, came up with a couple of really good results in their sectional play.
The one thing I really liked was their rink presence as well. So not only did they play well,
Very
but
good.
they had a real good rink presence about them within the rules, and you know, not trying to rub anyone the wrong way, but there's a good bit of authority in their body language in that as well. So, you know, it's part of a bit of gamesmanship. Obviously, you got to do everything within the rules, but that's part of that development as well.
Well, it shows they're not going to take a backward step, are they? They're not fearful. They're not intimidated by, you know, household names or big names or anything like that.
Just a uncharacteristic short one from 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺 to finish off her three.
The exciting thing is, too, this will be a great boost for the Hong Kong Lawn Bowls Association. The fact that two of their rising stars, and I say rising stars, but have come to what is a very elite event and very much an international event, and they're featuring in the final, so potentially could walk away with an Australian Open title, so that's huge.
And I don't know how the TV rights work in Hong Kong, but I would nearly guarantee you at some stage this game will feature back over there in Hong Kong in some form of TV show or, you know, some kind of local sports agency or something.
I agree, and I think I should go up there to see it.
On the way back from the UK.
That'll do, that'll do.
Take me with you so I can carry your bags again.
So then, you know, you're then tapping into thousands and potentially hundreds of thousands of people witnessing this great sport.
I had a good look this morning as it's another nice shot into the count from Gail Edwards. Had a good look this morning on the homepage of the Hong Kong Bowls Association website. Massive big post about the fact that Cheryl and Esther were playing today. There was a link to click on to watch the stream of this. A lot of comments on their Facebook page as well, so they're right behind it.
Great stuff.
Esther just a little bit probably keen to try and get the shot there. Probably needs to take her medicine a little bit and try and get something in the head first, but seems to be no fear from Esther anyway at this stage.
Work.
Not afraid to attack. Can Gail get in the way? It's not bad.
She's played it very well. Yeah, that's a really good shot there too. Well, she's not happy with it. I don't know why, because it might now force Esther to attack with plenty of weight backhand. She is. They do run a lot in Hong Kong, so
she's got to get past that front bowl. She has now.
Oh, missed that by nothing.
What an effort. Reducing the count from 5 back to 3. It's made Gail Edwards go for a walk.
Back. Just past the tee, eh? Yeah.
You heard Gail Edwards there
All right.
suggest that she wants to get past the brown bowl and to the tee, which maybe she's anticipating that if that white jack goes out of bounds and it gets respotted, that if they can get to the tee, that is where the mark will be and she'll have shot.
You cannot make Australian Open finals without not backing yourself.
No.
And to see Esther go for those weighted shots early, that's purely probably one of the reasons why they're here.
Down.
She can go again here too.
Gail needs this to
she's nearly played
slow.
this perfectly again. Well, I'll tell you what.
Stayed on.
If you want to learn how to draw to the ditch, go and see Gail, because the last 2 ends she's absolutely nailed it, inch perfect.
She's clearly been practicing that. Well, that's years of experience, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see much changing here. Esther on her backhand, pretty big weight again. She gets half the front. She could clean out the shot bowl and only leave for 1 down, but any jack movement, it's almost 2 on the respot. Does she switch to the forehand or stay big on the backhand? Okay, switching to the forehand. got that look in her eye. She's getting pretty aggressive here.
She's got mud in her eye. The way she goes on the forehand, is it wide enough?
I think she might have pulled it.
Well, not over yet. Oh, she's just missing.
on
She's
both
not missing by
sides.
much.
By the narrowest of margins on both the forehand and the backhand. And now they've got a bit of a problem because Team Edwards are out to a 7-0 lead after 4 ends. And it's with shots like this, they're just consistently putting bowls.
They have been
in the
very
count.
consistent, haven't they? The pair of them. Smothering the jack numerous occasions. Gayle very specific where she wants Brooke to put the mat with little subtle signals if you watch them in between ends. Very specific where she'd like the mat. Obviously a predetermined game plan. And it's working wonders at the moment.
Full credit to the green staff as well. To see bowls, you know, pulling up just on the edge of the ditch. You know, sometimes some greens you do see the edges can be a bit tricky, but not here at Broadbeach. The plinths look in immaculate condition, as well as do the greens.
Settle.
Even in yesterday afternoon's men's
All right,
pairs final, we had a fairly significant downpour just before the match actually started, and it did not affect the speed or the conditions one little bit.
Just came out of nowhere, didn't it, really, too? But it's pretty handy. Runs the distance here. It's a pretty handy start.
Take off 1.5.
Well done.
It's probably Cheryl's best shot of the match so far. Good time to play it too.
Next one. All good.
Brooks Human, she has been leading up very good. Just a rare loose one there.
嗰個5尺㗎。
Trying to creep around this last one of Brooks on the forehand. Very similar shot to her first. And I must say, looking very, very good in running.
Yeah, it's a rock solid start. That's what they're looking for.
This time. Nice close seconds, good.
This gives them a bit to work with.
A couple of rippers, yeah. Maybe that's all they need, just to get on the board. A little bit of confidence, couple around the mark.
Sometimes you just have to, some players just have that sort of extended roll up, you know, just a few early nerves, trying to get a feel for the rink. Big crowds, TV cameras.
Well, the track was exceptional, just a little on the high side.
All good.
Once again, the bowl stopping right on the lip, Baz, good call.
Yeah. Okay. Can Cheryl Chan make it 3 shots?
Easy does it, and she will. She's got to settle now.
Well, it's the first time Gayle Edwards will be crossing over down this
Have a little
match.
run, Jack.
Well, there you go. She said straight away she's going to have a run at the jack. I'm almost certain I heard that. So stump cam or whatever we call it. So I think
Stump cam.
Jack
Wrong sport, Steve.
Jack cam.
Well,
Jack cam.
that is one of her strengths. I did mention it earlier. Has skipped for Victoria quite a fair bit. Played a lot of state bowls. Very experienced and much an aggressive player. So the thought of Gayle Edwards being on the attack already doesn't really surprise me. And here we go. What have we got?
Backhand, she's got 2 bowls right at the back, waiting the wings. Backhand, firm. Hold on to your hats.
She's looking at it.
Got the back bowl back.
She's taken one
She's
of
very
Hong
positive.
Kong bowls out.
Gayle, isn't she?
Yeah.
No matter what she does, she said, well, that was intentional. That was got the back one. I've got always looking for the positive. I quite like it.
Well, if Esther Yu can draw another one here, all of a sudden Gayle Edwards is 3 down again. And there isn't a huge target, to be fair.
Easy with the weight.
He needs to sit at something on the back there. Esther Yu.
Might get a little roost here. Well, it's not all bad. Here we go again.
This is, as Barry said, really the first time that Gayle Edwards has been on the mat and the count's been against her
A little bit more delicate here, just trying to arrive on the jack of the shop bowl. Has given it every chance here.
Very far away.
Every
Gail
chance
Edwards.
here. Look at this.
Jack!
Oh, she's unlucky. Fabulous shot, Gail.
It's a mighty attempt. She's still got one bowl to come for 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺, her final bowl of this end.
Well, no, 2 to go, so there's a real opportunity here for Esther if she can just find the right weight.
Looks nice, Glass.
It's a chance. It's definitely a chance. Easy now. Easy does it.
Careful now.
Easy does it. Might rest
Same
on the white
bowl.
one.
Apologies, that was Esther's second last bowl.
We'll let you off, Jack. It's okay, mate.
Thank you.
If that's the worst thing that
come
happens to us
backhand
today,
again,
Jack,
or
we've
do you
got
want
no
me to
worries,
go
have we?
forehand?
Exactly right.
Still a fine, but never mind. Now,
You want me to run again?
okay. Getting the big stick out. So backhand, firm weight. It's very similar to a first bowl. You can go on a touch quicker this time.
Nah, it's swung again, Brooke.
She's under.
Go wider.
She called it early and she was correct.
Oh, here's the opportunity for the team from Hong Kong, who for the first part of this match have found it very difficult to get any sort of meaningful scoring chance. Now they've got one.
She's definitely applied less weight to this one, so just needs to run the distance now.
Clear road.
Clear road.
Weight
She's
looks
very
good.
close. Well played here.
She's played it.
It's a great shot. Easy. Yep. Well done.
That's
Super
the boss.
shot.
A good time to be
shot.
playing a big bowl. And Cheryl Chan and 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺 are on the board, and they are on the board in style. 5 ends played in the women's pairs final here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club, and it is 7 shots to 3 in favour of Brooke Edwards and Gail Edwards. And a good end in that last end, Barry, for the Hong Kong combination, scoring 3 in their first score of the match.
Yeah, it was a good end for Cheryl Chan to lead up, and she's done it again. That's what we want to see. Some good front end pressure. Just making Gail Edwards now play, you know, some big bowls. And that's usually what you want in these pairs matches. You've got 3 bowls, so you've got 3 bites at the cherry. Try and set the trend early. Force the skippers to play some hard shots. And Brooke's just missing there. So just under the line. She doesn't want to hit that one. Oh, well. So a bit of an end off for Brooke.
Well, it's been a team affair for Hong Kong. Let's get down to Lauren Wood, who's got the team manager, Walter Kwok.
Thank you very much, Jack. And there's no man here at Broadbeach that's Walter, who is keeping a very, very close eye on how things are playing out here. Walter, how does this compare to bowling in Hong Kong?
Oh, this is such a great atmosphere. Only in the national and international classic in November that we can have a crowd like that. But this is still a tremendous atmosphere for Hong Kong bowlers like us. Cheryl and Esther will be thrilled. It's very thrilled to be able to be playing in this such a beautiful venue.
And you did have quite a big team here earlier in the week, and the girls were meant to fly home on Tuesday, but obviously had to change their plans.
Oh, this is a heavy problem for us. We sent people in the last few years to the Australian Open for the experience. This time we've got 4 men and 4 women playing in all 3 disciplines. The plan is to have them qualified and play a few knockout rounds and then fly them home. And now they're doing so well that we are very happy to be changing all the logistics to accommodate this. And then it's very good that we are able to be here, sitting there, playing in the final.
Can they come back?
Definitely. I would strongly recommend that the selection panel to consider the performances here today and to pick them to return.
Thank you very much, Walter. Best of luck. Back to you, lads.
Thank you, Lauren. Gee, I'm glad that Walter said they can come back. I would have been concerned if he didn't, but
Absolutely.
there's the confidence.
He's such a lovely fellow, Walter.
He
So
is.
humble, very well respected, but just a lovely guy. And he'd be working tirelessly for them behind the scenes too. He's very passionate, so good on him. Great to see him here as well.
Gail Edwards, well, she's got a little problem on her hands.
Too much.
She's at least 2 down, and he hasn't got much to aim at. Needs to play a big draw shot, and that one's not going to help.
There's been a bit of a change come across this game the last 2 ends, hasn't there? It was all Gail and Brooke, and suddenly Cheryl's just started peppering the jack, asking some questions. And
Has that been the big change, Glass, that Cheryl's found her way into the match now?
I think so, and with that, Brooks started sensation. Well, has probably just missed the last 2 ends. So
I think they look a little bit more at home when the jack's around the tee. The last 2 ends, the jack's been on the tee, as opposed to up the green.
4. Are you sure?
well, it doesn't really matter how many it is. The bottom line is Gail's got to draw the shot.
Just got to get close, yeah.
Close she can, so I wouldn't be worrying too much about the count. It would be a very brave skipper to have a run at this. Very brave.
So does she just try and get inside for second shot, Glass, and just take her medicine a little bit?
That would be my suggestion, but
Well, Gail just said 3 then and turned her back quite viciously and walked off. I don't think she's happy with Brooks' call of 4, but either way, Glass, you're right. She's just got to try and draw the shot or second shot and cut the damage down. But I just reckon the difference being in the last 2 ends is Cheryl Chan. She's played pretty much nearly every bowl's been pretty effective. Loving the jack near the tee. Just seems a bit more comfortable.
longer length.
Yeah.
Well, the short ends will be tough for them too because of the pace of the green, trying to hold them back. So now she's following this. Gail is following this with interest. It is starting to turn away.
Weight's pretty good.
Oh, it's narrow though, so our Hong Kong contingent are back in this. A humble apology from Gail. We'll see if it is 3 or 4. Who's got the best eyes, Gail or Brooke?
Yeah.
Going to call for the umpire.
I think one thing we've established is it's not one of us with the best eyes.
No.
Very rare that you're going to see throughout this match that Brooke and Gail don't get a bowl within a yard of the jack.
Spot on.
So I think the Hong Kong team really need to make the most of this.
Well, it's at least 3, so they're really back in contention here now.
Well, we're going to have a measure. And look at how quickly this match has flipped on its head. Only a few minutes ago that we were talking about Hong Kong's need to strike and strike now. Well, they've done that. It's a measure for 4.
Close, I'll tell you.
4.
It is 4.
What a count. And all of a sudden, this game has completely flipped 180 degrees. 4 shots to Cheryl Chan and Esther Yu. And we are now tied at 7-all after 6 ends at the 2018 Australian Open. Surfers Paradise. A wonderful, wonderful tourist destination. A beautiful spot here in Australia. People coming from all around the world to soak up the sun and the sand and the surf and all of the atmosphere. And then just a few short metres from there is the Broadbeach Bowls Club, the home of the 2018 Australian Open. And the women's pairs final is now 7 apiece. Just 2 ends ago, it was Brooke and Gail Edwards who led by 7 shots. And the team of Cheryl Chan and Esther Yu have bridged that gap in 2 ends.
There may be very shortly a mother-daughter talk, I think. I'm thinking there could be mother-daughter talk because Brooke came out blazing away, nailing the jack, and since we've reverted to the longer ends, well, we've just seen her fall away a little bit. So I would suggest a little bit of an encouragement here from the skipper, a little bit of motherly advice, get her back on track.
Do you reckon I would just try
And
that
so
a bit wider?
both leads have sort of done the complete opposites. You know, Brooks came out on fire, last few ends gone off, and And 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥's just turned it round. So she's had her extended roll-up, Cheryl, but now managed to win the last 3 ends in a row from the front end, which then puts the pressure on Gayle to come up with the goods.
It was only 9 o'clock in Hong Kong when we started, so it might have just needed a little bit more warm-up, you know, so...
So 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥 has a big opportunity here to try and nail this jack and really force more pressure on Gayle Edwards. She's got about 2 feet of room over nearly a maximum length of 36 metres. And it's well on its way now.
Used to easy off just a little bit. Handy start. She stays on the surface, which it will, because the ditches, as Barry has so rightly pointed out, are fantastic here on this very good Broadbeach green.
Gayle Edwards on her backhand, looking to either turn Brooke Edwards' bowl up or draw the shot. Like I mentioned earlier, she has about 2 feet of room. Just going past on this occasion.
Baz, there's one little tactical thing I've picked up on. I don't know what you think, but we saw 2 absolutely exceptional games yesterday, but in both those games they primarily played the side that the commentary box is on, which is the same side just played by Gayle on the backhand going away. So I'm just wondering as well what the thought process is around that, whether they watched the games yesterday, whether they're just feeling that the other side of the green is better today. I don't know. So any thoughts?
Well, you're right. And I must admit, even last year,
Just in front.
in the majority of the TV games last year, they played the beach side as well.
Sure.
Even in the singles, Nathan Rice and Nathan Pedersen both played the beach side. I know in our pairs match, Josh mainly played the beach side. So, but it's good to see Gayle have a good look at this beach side anyway, the commentary box side. And she's not far away on this occasion. The weight's really good. Any connection on the front will help, and then she's done it.
That will do it. Jack, if I may ask you.
Yes.
Barry keeps bringing up his pairs win last year. Just keeps bringing it up, doesn't he?
你橙色嗰個差幾多啊？
Are we living in the past, Jack?
Well, we are
What's
now
the
because
go? I
well,
mean,
we crowned new champions yesterday, so
Yeah.
the reign is over.
yeah, you're not the title holder anymore, Baz. Get over
I didn't
it.
mention anything about a win. I just said last year's pairs final.
We're happy for you and everything. We're delighted, and we understand, you know, how good your meal ticket and Joshy Thornton was, but
He's all over you here, Barry.
I know. Meanwhile,
opportunity
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥
knocked.
We'll bail you out of this one.
she needs to promote the bowl of 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥's.
Going to drop for the jack, not quite, just a pace beating, or not allowing it to swing enough. Very good attempt.
Gayle doesn't have to do much different, really. She was right in the area with her last bowl. She's got a couple options here. Either turn Brooks up or draw it cold herself. On a nice line.
大得嘅。
She's got to stop
Has to
now.
stop.
Just has to stop. Free running green.
Played nicely, didn't it?
Just kept going
Nice
and
and
going,
true,
going, didn't
yeah.
it? Like slow
Oh, yeah.
motion.
On yellow,
Yeah, no
Brooke and
problem.
Gayle Edwards
It's important
take the lead,
that
8
they
shots
were
to
able
7
to
after 7 ends of the 18-end match.
get back on the scoreboard and just take the
Yep.
lead back. 8-7 in this women's pairs final. Men's singles action will round out the day and round out the tournament here at Broadbeach. It's an event that's gone for the best part of 2 weeks, but it does feel like in many respects it's gone quite quickly.
It has gone quickly. The green is very, very quick. 2 bad ends we've had. So we've just got to consolidate now and start again.
Gayle, how important was it to win that last end, as you say, just to stop a bit of momentum that
Very
the opposition were building?
Very important. I needed the mat back. And we done it, so that's the main thing.
Gayle, Steve Glasson here. I noticed you've been very specific in your directions to Brooke about where the mat is placed and primarily where she rolls the jack. Was that a predetermined game plan?
It was, because apparently they go through when it's shorter.
Well, you're onto something good because it's certainly been working, so
Yeah, I hope it keeps working, Steve.
that's fair call.
Yeah.
Actually, Gayle, I actually picked up on that myself. They look a little bit more comfortable when the jack's around the tee.
Yes,
But I reckon you'd love to take this green back to Melbourne with you, wouldn't you?
I would actually, but alternate greens are good, really.
Yep.
About the same. So, but it's rolling really, really nice.
Certainly is.
So it's only the person standing behind the bowl when it's no good.
Gail,
Come on, Brooke.
How's she looking?
She's looking good. Down. Gentle, gentle. Brilliant. Keep rolling. Good.
Wish I could talk to my bowls like you do yours and they listen.
They're
Gail,
very obedient.
I've had the great pleasure of playing with my son numerous times, and I can only imagine, apart from just the enjoyment that you're getting out of this and the thrill of making the final, but what a great thrill it must be to be doing it with your daughter.
It is, Steve, and I wouldn't do it with anybody else.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Lucky I've got 4 of them and they all bowl.
And you've got some family here as well, haven't you?
I have. I've got my youngest daughter, Blaine. I still like you there. That's only a bowl in front, you know, nice little draw, sit it. Yeah, young Blaine's in the crowd cheering for us.
Okay, Gail, who's your favourite?
Who's my favourite?
Yeah, who's your favourite? Come on.
Well, I'll go in order. Shelley, Brooke, Blaine and Shane. All right?
That's a dreadful question to ask, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Then I'd be in trouble.
I thought you'd answered it very well. Thanks for chatting to us, Gail. We might chat again shortly.
No worries. See ya.
You can just, I think the snapshot there is that they're just feeling very relaxed, feeling very comfortable.
Absolutely.
I caught up with Gail before the game, and she did really want to make a special mention to Michaela, Chase, Shelley, Blaine and Shane, all family members and really tight-knit family, great bowling family, especially in Victoria. As we see Cheryl Chan here, well, she's promoted her own bowl.
Got it perfect.
This is probably shaping up to be almost our best head for the match.
Very good.
5 out of the 6 deliveries inside 2 feet of the jack.
Hong Kong pair, the smiling assassins. Very rare do you not see them with a smile on their dial, which is fabulous. They're enjoying themselves as well. Enjoying this. What's the Hong Kong dollar at the moment compared to Australian dollar? Any idea?
I'll find out. I'll find out for you, Glass.
Just curious what the...
I hadn't researched for that, I must admit.
No, no.
Done a decent amount of research for our Hong Kong combination, but what the Hong Kong dollar is not one of them.
I don't know if there's a great deal in it, is there?
It's usually 3 to 1, isn't it?
I've got
Touch too heavy, Brooke.
Louise Witten next to me here. 6 to 1. 6 to 1. 6 Hong Kong dollars to 1 Aussie dollar. Happy days.
Well, $10,000 for the winners here in the pairs, $5,000 each. $2,500 each.
60,000. I can't see that, Buzz. What have we got? 60,000.
There you go.
Wowzers.
It's a lot of cash.
That's excess baggage.
Straight to the Mongkok markets. That's where I'd be going.
What do you do? Do you carry a suitcase full of cash through airport security? How's that work, with notes hanging out the side and things like that?
I think times have changed just a little bit in
Have they?
terms of how money's transferred.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Just be a big sack of cash.
Yeah.
Gal Edwards, she's got a bit of a free license here, really. Sit the bowl, trail the jack for 3. She is definitely arriving.
Well, I learnt nothing from the first one.
Not correcting her line, only marginally. That's another back bowl, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be thinking, well, the options are get a touch on this jack and hide
我
it.
擺後少少係咪啊？
I think deeper the better here for Esther, because I tell you what, if I know Gal Edwards' game, if this isn't past jack, Gal will be right through this head. Forehand, trying to shift the jack or cover the 3 bowls.
Tell you what,
She's
a
played it
little
well.
touch on the jack here. A little touch on the jack. Wow, what a wonderful shot.
Now she's turned around to Gail Edwards and said, go and find the jack.
What
Because
do you
I've
suggest?
tucked it away. That's 3
perfect.
shots.
That's a wonderful shot. Short length.
Well, Gal's got to come down and have a look.
Yeah. She's going to have to play weight no matter what.
That way?
Well, this is good. Good trust in the call from a daughter. Absolute faith in the call, and it's a good call. Was it wide enough?
I haven't got nothing.
Has missed everything.
And she's out of ammunition.
Not the case, though, for Esther
我
Yu.
照咗呢邊。
Who has 1 bullet in the barrel.
I thought Esther might think about changing to the backhand here. She did just play an absolute cracker on the forehand. Just doesn't want to run into any of these two short white ones, and she's high enough. She's played it safely and
Gets down to her own bowl.
not far off again, mind you.
Wow, what an effort.
Very good shots.
All of a sudden,
3 shots to Cheryl's
10 shots in 4 ends have been taken.
After 8 ends of the match.
And Cheryl Chan and 𝘱𝘳𝘰 now enjoy a 2-shot advantage.
It's probably nearly the shot of the match so far, I believe, 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘁. Just to be able to hide the jack, going from 1 up to 3 up, and not giving the opposition much to play to.
That's 10 shots to 1 now. Hong Kong scored.
And the last delivery of Cheryl Chan to be able to come down and get the shot does take the pressure off her skip, but the skip played a absolute ripper to make 3 and now lead 10-8. So this game is absolutely anyone's at the moment.
First time that Chan and Yu have led in this match.
And there we see it again, the jack, 36 metres of length, right up near the tee. And Cheryl Chan just seems at home on these longer ends, and that is no exception. Beautiful start.
And this is now the halfway point in the match. We play 18 ends in pairs format.
There's no doubt we're welcoming 2 new stars onto the international arena, no doubt about that.
Come on, Brooke.
Well, Brooke Edwards down 1.
Cool.
Another nice start.
Very good.
Good ball, good.
唔使驚污㗎，照嚟啊，冇所謂啊。
Kept their composure remarkably well, Chan and Yu, particularly early on when things weren't going their way. At one stage they were 7 shots down after 4 ends, but their body language didn't change, did it?
Not a bit. Not a bit.
Still there. You know, draw underneath that, sit the ball, trail jack.
No, it's big on Barry's radar, checking out the techniques of people and that sort of thing. So one thing I have noticed, they must have changed their technique coming here, Baz, with the greens running so well, because this technique wouldn't work as well on the heavy greens. So they've really put in some hard yards here to acclimatise to our conditions.
Oh!
And
Brilliant!
well played.
That's a great shot
Dale Edwards.
from Brooke Edwards.
Sorry, Brooke, yes, I apologise. So
唔緊要，你只要
it's
扎
a
翻少
wonderful
少過嚟
technique,
先。
but they've definitely had to manipulate it somehow to slow it down.
I think those extra hours help too, Glass. Just, you know, like you said earlier, post games, you know, when the greens are free at night, etc. Getting out there and really honing in on your delivery.
Repetition too, so.
It's not far away here, Cheryl. Looking for the jack.
Pretty excited.
Yes.
Got it.
Well played.
Still 1 down, but lovely shot.
Got one. Draw around it. Just give me 1 more on your last. You'll be in.
Yeah, both Cheryl and 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘁 both get really low to the ground, making the delivery more compact. Less things can go wrong.
Close again here.
Flip.
Just needs a
Got
clear
to
road.
slip the front one.
Brilliant, Brooke.
Brooke bring it all right.
2 really good shots out of 3 from Brooke Edwards.
The game is heating up.
My balls. Go do my balls.
Can't play my balls.
I think all 4 players. I think all 4 players. If there's any nerves, any sort of you know, doubts about any part of the green or the conditions, they're all gone now. I think we're right into our full mode of the game. We're halfway through it almost. All 4 players really hitting their straps now.
10-8 in the women's pairs final.
Baz, it's remiss of us not to say congratulations to you. I was picking on you earlier, but congratulations to you on your AO4's runner-up performance. You played the final this morning in what was a promoter's dream, the Marshall v Sheriff and Company. Ryan Burnett, Nathan Rice, Jeremy Henry, Alex Marshall v Jaden Christie, one of our rising stars here in Australia. Your meal ticket, Joshy Thornton, yourself and Aaron Sheriff, and it came right down to the wire. And congratulations on yet another successful and pointy end finish at a elite event, mate. That's just fabulous.
Down.
Thanks, Glass. Yeah, it was. I said to Joshy about halfway through the game, I said, this is why we play the game. And Gail Edwards just going through the hole there, but yeah, we looked around, had a look at the huge crowds. You know, they came out in their droves this morning. 8:30 this morning, there was about 300 or 400 people watching that final, as well as the streaming and the TV involved. But perfect conditions. And I just turned to Josh and said, this is why we play the game, mate. And soak it up, have fun. And Jaden, he had a good time as well. And it was anyone's really. And yeah, it's great to be involved. Esther just missing her line here under.
Well, nearly peeled back off it. So it was certainly the who's who in the zoo, wasn't it? That game, it was, as I say, promoter's dream.
No luck involved as well, which, you know, sometimes some games can go down to a bit of a fluky result here or there, but it was just a lot of classy shots, a lot of good play from everyone.
Work now.
Back to back for Alex, I think,
Bit
in the
heavy,
fours.
Yeah, amazing effort.
Memory serves me correctly, yeah.
All right, well, Esther Yu finds herself, I reckon, 3 down here. And does she continue to attack or try and draw to save? That's going to be the question. And they're discussing it now.
Bit of a conversation to be had here. What's the decision-making process look like here?
It is a difficult one, Baz, isn't it? It's either a very accurate draw shot to secure one, or take a bit of a punt and rattle up through the head and see what eventuates maybe the bare jack. There's a couple of options. It really comes down to what the player's confident of playing.
I think because Esther has been quite successful with some of her weighted shots, I'm just sensing forehand with weight, jack in the ditch, happens to kill the end, got one on the respot, and there's a front cannon up there that might clean a couple out and reduce. But I think everything in her favour is the fact that she is 10-8 up after 8 ends. She has a little bit of room to move with.
I think I'd be the same. I think I'd attack this, have a bit of a take a bit of a punt.
The other thing too, psychologically, if Esther pulls this off with weight, jack in the ditch, or somehow converts and makes one, it really does put Brooke and Gail on the back foot in terms of what more do we need to do here. Okay, draw to save or wait, looking for the jack.
Looks like a draw technique. No, she is playing a little fun runner.
Oh, it's good solid weight. Needs some form of connection.
Needs to hold now to get something down this funnel.
Well, there it is.
She has
Look
got
out.
it.
Sometimes when you're up and you're in the area.
She's manipulated the shot out of that. Very close.
A bit of carnage, really.
I'd love, yes, oh no, staying there. I'd love to see Gail just walk up.
Come and have a look.
Yep, one bowl in there. How do I get to it? But no, staying down. Forehand, arriving with weight. Gail Edwards. Can she get the shot back here? She seems under the line.
Can she get a bounce?
She needs some luck from here on in. Here we go.
Well,
there you have it.
There's the luck she was after.
It's all happening.
She looks upstairs and thanks someone.
Just when she thought it was all over, she caught a front bowl up through the jack and picked up 2 shots.
It's a crazy result.
On the tee, Brooke.
But a good result for the Edwards combination. 2 shots. And you know it, we're locked away again at 10 apiece at the halfway point of the women's pairs final. Have a look at some of the luck. If you're up and you're in the area, things can go your way. There's the last shot that we saw before the break from Gail Edwards. And Brooke Edwards, her daughter and her teammate in this pairs final, is certainly doing her bit.
What?
We're midway through end number 10.
No, it's fine. That's good.
Gail, thank you for giving us a bit of your time again. We just played a bit of a replay of that last shot of the last 10. There was a
How lucky was that?
I like your honesty.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you gave it a chance, that's the thing, and you were missing on the right side to get a connection. So,
No.
always thinking, Gail, obviously.
It was better to run into something instead of flying past it, Steve.
Exactly.
But no, it
Percentages.
was
Yep.
so lucky. I thank the gods for it.
We did notice that.
Yep.
But how often, Gail, if you're just sort of, you know, playing that arriving weight, giving it a chance and you're in the area, that's bowls, isn't it?
It is. It is, Barry.
Well,
That's what it's all about.
We'll let you concentrate here, Gail.
All right.
Good lesson, I guess, to be learned there as well, isn't it, about just being up?
Well, quite often you say in bowls, you know, we're even, or you've got one, I got one,
Yeah.
or what comes around goes around. And, you know, Esther's first bowl, she's gone from 3 down to 1 up, 4-shot turnaround. Gail's gone from 1 down to 2 up, 3-shot turnaround. So the last 2 bowls from each skip, last bowl from each skip, you know, was large turnarounds, but in bowls, they're 1-all.
Pretty well squared up, isn't it? Yeah, which is good. You don't want a final, or any game for that matter, but such a big final to be determined by luck, do you? You want to be shared, so unless, of course, you're playing in it, then you'll take whatever you get. But
Then
yeah,
you don't care.
That's exactly.
A bit of extra weight this time around from 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶.
Well, 𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘶's played quite a few bowls on this forehand in this direction, and she's nailed her line, but her weight probably just off a yard there. Same with Gail Edwards. Lovely line with her first. I'm expecting some form of correction here.
The big change again has been the improvement of Cheryl through this match. 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶 the lead. It's definitely come on. Well, very close here.
Is it going to make it? Gail Edwards. Oh, photo finish.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶 featuring, or rather favouring her own brown bowl for shot. Oh,
Doesn't seem a lot in it, though.
I don't know if I'll be playing the forehand here, Snelly.
Yeah, doesn't want to give shot away. It's a tricky one. I'd like to see her turn the red bowl down, even work just inside it, but she did have a really nice line, Esther, with her last bowl. And she can sit that wing bowl there. Leave it alone now. Well, 3 back bowls. You never know.
Just down. Just down. Try and draw it again. Yeah.
For Gail Edwards' confidence, this is a huge moment for her. She's corrected on her first bowl the weight required. Now just needs to find another foot. She's on a lovely line.
She's watching with interest.
Can she get down?
Fall off it.
Or
Fall.
off.
That's helpful. It's fallen
She's
over.
done everything but draw a shot,
Yeah.
hasn't she, really?
點裝我哋啊？ 5尺啊？差幾多啊？
Decisions.
Not a bad time for a wrong bias here.
Yes. This is where you need to be very super careful.
Had
here.
another quick look.
Okay.
Gently does it.
Can't imagine Esther will be too heavy here.
She's very delicate indeed. That's a chicken shot, no doubt about it. And who can blame her?
Take the one and run.
That's it.
As we start the home stretch.
One shot lead to 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶 and 𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘶. 10 ends played in this women's pairs final. If you've just joined us, you're following along at home. Nice easy format to follow. 18 ends, so we've played 10 already. And each player plays 3 bowls per end. We do have a 1-end tiebreaker. Should we not be able to separate these 2 teams after 18 ends? And the way it's going, you wouldn't rule it out just yet.
Certainly not, Jack. And then, don't run away though, because there's a absolute cracker of a men's singles final. Sean Baker, Ryan Bester, 2 absolute stars of the game, and that will go toe to toe for sure.
Okay, maximum length again, 36 metres. As we see, 𝘱𝘳𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘥 on the forehand. She's played pretty much forehand all game in this direction. So it's a fair start coming in here. It's a really nice start over that distance. Brooke sticking to the forehand also.
Keep coming, Brooke.
Not a mile away if it
Bit
runs.
Bit more.
It's a
Well
nice
done.
reply.
Well played, girls. Both girls nice and consistent there. Looking at changing. This will be interesting because, as Barry so correctly pointed out, hasn't been on this backhand a great deal.
It's almost a mini gamble, isn't it, Glass? You know, she's just played a really good bowl with her first one on the forehand, and it's a whole fresh start on the backhand. Hasn't really played any on the backhand this direction, and there we see a bowl that's pretty much out of the game now.
The only benefit, I suppose, is it does give her 2 goes at it. She's got another bowl left. That's the one advantage. However, I think with the pace of the green, I just would have been happy to stick on the forehand, try and get as many bowls in the head there as I could for Esther and let her work a magic. But it's easy from here, of course. So
all good.
A good 1.5 meters on this. Did hit the line very well. Touch it for 2.
Yeah, the way Cheryl's been playing the last 3 or 4 ends, I expect a correction here. Like you said, Glass, she really did hit her line, and I think she got a little bit more weight on this one.
Just needs to hold the line now.
Well, it's going to be in the area, just missing that front bowl, but
2 off
lovely
your left.
speed.
They're turning quite sharp there at the end, aren't they, on that backhand going away? So
Brooke Edwards, she has about 18 inches of room to add to the count here. I know Gail will be wishing she draws another one.
Come on, Brooke.
Looks pretty
Come
good.
on, Brooke.
She's trying hard.
Yep.
That'll do. 2 shots, Team Edwards.
And a bit of a smile from Brooke as well.
it's almost copybook stuff. Brooke Edwards, 2 on the jack or 2 shots and 1 down the back. So I'm pretty happy with those lead bowls for sure.
Oh, there has to be some form of confidence for Esther as she walks to the mat here, knowing that even though she's 2 down, she's got 2 bowls that are in the scoring zone. Any touch of that jack, she can make 3. Backhand, maximum length here on a beautiful 16.5 to 17-second bowling green here at Broadbeach Bowls Club. Lovely conditions.
Gee, the greens have played well, haven't they?
Magnificent.
Been insanely good.
Yeah, the weight looks lovely.
Well, certainly given it a chance, and that's ingredient number 1, isn't it? Well, it gives her a good look at it. That's a cider, as we say.
Hunting, definitely hunting for that jack.
Cider.
I think you'll see Gail. Well, shifting to the backhand.
A little surprised by this, but
Maybe just trying to play the shot first or protect the jack. Wouldn't want to shift it out of there herself.
No, it's quite a delicate shot, this one.
Not a mile away.
she's well out with this large bend at the end when the weight comes off. So it's going to be another handy shot just past the head. That's once again in the game there.
Only a minor correction really needed in terms of line for Esther. I think she'll still be reaching. This is one of those moments in the game you don't really want to leave it to your last bowl. She'd love to get it now. Well, she might have overcorrected here.
He needs to run.
Just maybe a little bit of doubt creeping in there on that delivery.
Well, it becomes a golden opportunity now for Gail Edwards. She's got 2 shots to come this end.
So Gail Edwards looking to add to the
I think that's
count.
heavy, bro. I kind of pushed it.
Kind of pushed it, so she thinks she's a little on the heavy side. It's not a mile away again, but pretty good judge. Well, it's a good shot. but also does help Esther a little bit. In fact, it gives her a bit more of a shelf to sit on there now. Does need to give this a chance, definitely. I prefer to see her playing the same weight as the first bowl rather than just trying to dead draw it.
Yeah, that one looks a bit better. Glass.
Certainly
Might
quicker.
Might be narrow though.
Just a little bit timid on this occasion. Maybe a little uncertain as to what that backhand's doing.
Yeah, I think that hand, you have to see the bowl, the way it's running away, the angle it's running away, slightly wider hand.
Gayle has swapped to play the forehand now, which is I think a good tactical move. She can draw a shot, potentially just roll the brown one away.
Yeah.
Wants to leave the jack alone.
Needs to be careful here.
Swipe the jack.
Wow.
Is that close?
Well,
Brooke, on the tee and wait till I stand.
She drew 2 shots, but was almost in trouble. They take the lead back. The Edwards combination, 12-11 after 11 ends. It's been a magical 2 weeks of competition at the 2018 Australian Open, and it's all been happening here on the sunny Gold Coast, just metres away from the beach. We've certainly enjoyed the weather, the atmosphere, and over 2,000 competitors from around the world, including Hong Kong, have been competing over the past fortnight. And it's the Hong Kong team of Cherryl Chan and Esther Yu who trail by 1 shot to the Victorian combination of Brooke Edwards and Gayle Edwards. They've become a quite a fixture on the Victorian bowl scene, Barry, for a long time. Team Edwards?
no doubt about it. I don't know exactly how many state games that they've both played, but collectively it'd be in the hundreds.
Well, I know that Brooke's just under 150.
There you go.
And I think Gayle's, well, according to Gayle, she's above 200 now.
A lot of experience there, which counts a lot for these kind of environments, these situations.
As we saw those shots of the golden beaches here at Broadbeach and throughout the Gold Coast, have you been doing your slow-mo David Hasselhoff Baywatch run down the beach this trip?
No, I haven't. But yeah, you got to try and make the most of it. Yes, well, yeah. I try to make the most of it up here. Get over to the beach and beautiful restaurants, you name it, theme parks. Gold Coast has got the lot, so we're very spoiled when we do come up here and play in the Australian Open. We've got so much to do when we're in our downtime, and that's the best way I can try and answer that question, Glass.
It's probably the best answer you could give.
I thought you handled that pretty well.
Yeah, handled very good. You got me actually, but gave me nothing.
It's it's a beautiful part of the world, and we're just seeing some great bowls. I think a little bit of difference in this match now. Cheryl's starting to really settle into that front lead position and set up Esther. She can get on the mat with a little bit more confidence now.
Well, they've certainly got on these shorter lengths too, haven't they? That was their bugbear early on, was just not quite nailing the weight in the shorter lengths, but they've acclimatised really well now, settled in, as you so correctly say, Baz. So
Great.
But getting back to the weather, Glass, it's really hard to imagine that, yeah, back home in Melbourne, it is only a, a 13, 14 degree day. We've been up here now for 3 weeks, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And today's perfect example of that.
couldn't agree more.
Quite a wide arc being taken by Esther Yu on her backhand.
Maybe playing for a little bit of security here.
It's a lovely home.
It's good cover.
Gayle Edwards on the backhand. I think she just needs to draw the shot here. A couple of things to work with. Work off the shot bowl. If not, try and draw it cold. It's got the legs.
Having a little look here.
Gayle Edwards, she's trying hard. Is that enough?
Another roll.
Another roll was all was required. Now chance here. Tough chance, but little chance. Doesn't want to be narrow and turn into the last bowl of Gayle Edwards.
Needs to be very, very careful.
Wow, just falling short of it.
Sigh of relief.
Well.
A bit of a think about it. And
One shot apiece to Cherryl
shot
Chan
to Cherryl Chan and Esther Yu. which once again gives us a deadlock score. Scores have been locked on 7, 10, and now 12. After 12 ends, and enjoying the beautiful sunshine here at Broadbeach is Lauren Wood.
Thank you very much, Jack. And Team Edwards has quite a contingent here in the stands. Friend Jan tasted triples glory here alongside Gail and Brooke just a few years ago. And Jan, it's all locked up at the moment. Do you think they can hold on?
It is locked up, but they're really, really experienced players and they hold their nerve. I'm backing them.
Fingers crossed for you. We're also joined by Gail's daughter and Brooke's sister, Blaine. Now, I understand all of you girls play bowls, but why did Brooke get the nod?
Well, you put the best combo together and let them go at it and then made the final, so done well.
And how do you go in the stands? You a little bit nervous at the moment?
Nah, not nervous for them. They're bowling well. Just got to stay in it and hopefully get over the line.
Fantastic. And Gail's quite the character, Jan. Are we seeing her full personality out there today?
Probably not, because she knows she's mic'd up, so she's really behaving very well. But she's a character. Yeah, they both are.
Fingers crossed for them and for you. Good luck, girls.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. So she's on her best behaviour, we're told, Gail Edwards.
Yeah, probably a little bit quieter than what she usually is. And yeah, okay, there's a microphone and TV and all that involved. But if this game sort of keeps heading this direction, you'll see Gail Edwards fire right up, I believe. Especially if she plays a couple of big shots that really matter and potentially win the game. I think you'll see Gail fire right up. As 𝘱𝘳𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘥 just shaves the jack. Still finishing just inside 2 feet there. So we've got the mat up in this direction. The mat's now up about 6 or 8 metres from the tee.
Come on, Brooke. Cool.
We haven't really seen a jack thrown short, Barry, in this direction.
Good.
That I can recall anyway. I
No.
wonder if anyone's thinking about it or just go on the front foot with it and test the opposition out. I'm not sure.
There hasn't really been an end where one team's completely outnumbered the opposition. Probably not since the first or second end, I believe, but maybe that's what's to come. Someone might throw an extreme length, either jack short or maybe ditch or mat up even further, and that might be just the method for creating a number. But at this stage, I think it's just going to come down to probably a backhand, one of the backhand players to create a number.
Work.
As both front end players slog it out.
That's good. 你頭先嗰4尺嘅。
So the little things do count a lot in this format. As we see at the moment, Brooke Edwards has the shot, but has also got 2 shots on the tee. So they're the little things that do add up at the end of the day under these conditions. Trying to, if you're not at least shot, somehow protect the tee in case the skipper does look to kill the end.
1.5 off your left.
Wasn't a mile away with her last bowl.
I think Brooke needs to make the most of this. She's got probably just on 2 feet of room to add.
Down.
Gail asking it to get down.
It's all right. It's all good.
Hitting the line again, just sneaking through. Good home.
Okay.
Good spot.
I think I heard Esther say draw then. So, which hand do you think, Glass? She had a few cracks on the backhand in this direction earlier.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to stick on that forehand. She's played a lot of good shots on the forehand, and the backhand does look to be sweeping a little bit just as the weight comes off at the end. So for my liking, forehand. If she's a little quick out of the hand, she has got a chance of landing the bowl or trailing the jack for a better result on the forehand as well. So
Becomes such an important end, this one. We're essentially starting from 0.
it's, the weight's really good.
Well, everything's in the Edwards camp's favour in terms of holding shot and having last bowl. Esther, okay, she's played good weight there, but she's going to need a big correction very soon. Doesn't want to be trying to save a number here with her last bowl. As Gail Edwards, I believe, almost adds to the count. She got the jack here. Wow, just sliding past.
Not far away.
Good shot, though.
That could have turned ugly or could have been good too, depending on how much of the jack she actually caught. So
Yeah, that's where you're in the lap of the gods, really, after that, aren't you?
absolutely.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺, she's having a good look at this. Definitely arriving. Cheryl Chan starting to clap this one. What has she got? 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺.
That's how it's done. A couple of chances there on the forehand, well played.
This match continues to just shift. One team takes the momentum, then the other team strikes.
Well, the speed's not bad.
Needs to run.
Is it going to hold enough?
Is it enough? Well, it's the first bowl short of the jack.
Still one to Hong Kong.
It's a pretty good sign. All players have really got the pace of the green now. All bowls beyond the jack.
Yeah.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺 on the forehand. Can she add to the count? Looks pretty good again.
The speed looks very good, doesn't it?
She's going to hold on. Doesn't want to hit Gail Edwards' bowling. Well, that's...
Uh-oh.
That is very close.
Weight was superb too.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺, she's looking very nervous. Well, Brooke.
What do you want me to do? Draw. Sure.
One just was the call that came from Brooke.
They are the smallest little things that can change a game. You're looking at 12 all after 12 ends, holding a nice shot, trying to add to the count. Good weight, just slightly tight. And you could have potentially given a shot away here. And in the position that this final's in, one shot is everything.
This could double the pain here, because if she draws another.
Oh, she's
and
been
has
able to
done
get there.
exactly that. Well played, Gail Edwards.
Everyone will just have a quick look and make sure that they're happy.
Gonna come help me, darling? Hey?
Well, a multiple at any stage of the game is big, but
Great final ball there.
this stage of the game,
It's 2 shots to Brooke and Gail. It's only another 14
time to be
shots
drawing a
follow
multiple.
after 13 ends.
Bring them out.
Straight away the call comes from Gail as we see that bowl.
Keep coming.
Beautiful progress to the jack.
She's been very specific where she gets daughter Brooke
Here,
to
Brooke.
place this mat. And in turn the jack, so.
Good.
well, that's got to be great for her confidence. Gail Edwards, when you're drawing inside 6 inches.
5 ends remain. And at such a crucial stage in the match, a little win for Team Edwards.
Sweep.
Very good start
That's
too.
good.
Once again, backing up that last end, the double from last end. Solid start, first bowl.
They've got the length that they want to play.
Cheryl Chan on the forehand. Matt right up here. We're only playing about 24 metres of length. And just going past. It's a lovely start in a really good position.
One more roll of your ball.
So both leads getting off to a good start. Both bowls inside 2 feet. Shaping up
I
to
like
be a
the
good header
line.
already.
Come on, Brooke. Run.
Has this got the weight? Brooke Edwards looking to get on top of the jack here.
Good.
Great track.
Smack bang on the centre line.
Not much correction needed here either. A similar bowl will be very good. Touch on the jack of bonus, well, a little bit quicker. That's for later on.
Yes.
It's fine.
It's not the worst
You've got to
thing.
draw and beat your wing bowl. That's all it is.
It's good to see
One
it.
more on your last to do it.
It's good to see that bowl back there. You know, 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺, she has the last bowl of this match. Sorry, this end. So anything beyond jack, if she's chasing a number or looking to be aggressive, certainly be in her favour. As Brooke just slides in, touching her own bowl.
Okay, good.
Well played.
裝翻第一隻先。
I don't know, I can't see. I'll tell you in a second, all right? Might be down.
Match has ticked over 90 minutes. We're beyond 90 minutes now.
We're into what they call the championship end zone, Jack.
We are.
This is where it,
One, I reckon. One to me, I think.
well, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, they say. So
One down now, maybe.
Touch
a
the
little bit
jack.
of the jack.
Oh, 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥.
All but.
Well, I'm just giving the advantage to Hong Kong this end, whether they've got shot or not. All three bowls beyond jack, and having last bowl. I think Gale will be looking to either get the shot or cover the back bowls.
Winners in 2005. Gale and Brooke Edwards as part of a triples combination.
Yes, 2005, the first Australian Open.
I was doing a bit of research on them both last night, as that will help. That's a wonderful shot. Good promotion.
Near perfect.
And Steve, in my research, I found some extraordinary photos from back in the day. One of the man just sitting to our left here, Barry Lester.
Snelly.
With blonde tips.
Yep.
Sort of looked a lot like Kevin Peterson back in the day.
Was he wearing a bandana or well?
Oh no.
Well, has certainly changed the head up. Was the spray tan happening
Stay
in those
there?
days?
I don't think so.
No.
No, it's all natural. I think you'll find the tan. But the haircut was quite extraordinary, Baz.
Yeah, blonde tips was back in then. Shane Warne, Michael Clark. You know, it was all the rage. So
Barry Lester.
I ran with the blonde tips for a while. A bit of fun.
And this will be another one in there.
You'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Jack? Running with blonde tips.
Yeah, back in the day. Problem was it never grew back after that. 14 to 12. As Steve said, we are at the pointy end now.
Gale's played two good shots here, but it has resulted in giving the Hong Kong combination a chance here to convert this. It's a great wall of China, really.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥 looking for the jack. Oh, she's played it. What a shot, 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥. She's made two of it.
How big's that?
Just what the doctor ordered.
2 down to 2 up.
Stand where I've got to be, Brooke.
There's a little bit of room, but these are the ones where we tend to see people get a bit edgy. Sometimes there's no real target to beat.
Jan Hurst spoke about the experience of the Edwards family.
Tell you what, she's
feels
quick.
like it's flying.
Yeah, it is quick. You
Sorry.
good judge, Gale.
It came out very quickly.
How often do you see this happen?
Gale.
I mentioned it earlier, the advantage of having back bowls when you're chasing a match. I know you've got to play the conversion, but 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥, all three bowls, past jack. And Esther's brought at least one of them into play.
This is a big moment here, a 3 here. So Gale probably be quite disappointed in her last bowl there, and she's been playing exceptionally well. Good conversion.
Well,
Esther, and backs it up.
Well. 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥 and 𝘱𝘳𝘰 with 3 more have struck back, and now they lead by 1. Just 4 ends remaining in the women's pairs final. One thing that's been noticeable is the way that 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘥 and 𝘱𝘳𝘰 have scored. When they score and win an end, they're winning with a 3, a 4, a 3, another 3 there. A couple of 1s mixed in there. So when they're winning an end, they're winning it in big style.
And you picked up on it earlier, their composure hasn't altered at all. At any stage has their composure altered. They certainly, 7-0 down, foreign country, foreign green, foreign spectators, 7-0 down. You're probably starting to think, well, hello, this may not be a good day today, but to their credit, they've hung tough. They're not going away, and they find themselves suddenly 1 in front.
Yeah, I picked up on their techniques early. Very sound techniques, nice and low, compact, very smooth deliveries. I think that's holding them up very well for this whole event and for these conditions. If you don't mind, I'm going to just go back to the 2005 Australian Open. The winner of the men's singles that year was 𝘱𝘳𝘥𝘥𝘥. 𝘱𝘳𝘥, I'm not sure if you're listening, but if you are, mate, we're all thinking of you. Unfortunately, Shane's just gone through a unfortunate incident, having his house burnt down. And Shane was our first winner of the Australian Open singles. Mate, we're all thinking of you and hope everything goes well in recovery. And it's never good to see a former Australian player.
No, second your motion there for sure, Baz. So all the very best to Blowy and his family.
That's exactly what this sport is, a family.
Well, the best thing is that what could have been worse didn't occur. Without going any further, but...
And again.
Not too far away. With her second bowl, 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺.
And of course, while we're there, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺, Faye Luke, if you're out there watching as well, we're right there with you.
Absolutely.
Pretty good head shaping up here. All 4 bowls inside the yard. Brooke giving that one a chance.
It's all right.
If you're following along at home, top left-hand corner of your screen, and we've got the amount of shots that each team has to their name. So 15 to Chan and Yu and 14 to Brooke and Gail Edwards. Also ticking away up that top part there is how many bowls they have left each on each end. Each player playing 6 bowls an end. And at the very bottom is who's holding shot and how many they're holding. So it's currently Brooke and Gail who hold 1 shot.
I still like it. It's just around that.
Everything else around it is in favour of Chan and Yu. So Brooke Edwards probably keen to add another one into the count.
Well, interesting last end. We had the complete reverse in the fact that Cheryl had 3 bowls just past the jack and they won the end. Barry tipped it early, said, well, whilst they're 1 down, I'll still give them the advantage with the back bowls. I wonder if we'll see the same here. It's probably double advantage here in the fact that Brooke and Gail are holding 1, I think, and got the back bowls, so.
2 out of the 3 red bowls of 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺's are standing up. So any contact on either one of those bowls, they're probably going to at least make it up to jack high. Whereas the outside bowl laying down would take a little bit more force to get it up. But the way Esther's played these last few ends, getting on the mat, making a few little conversions, I don't think she'll be far away here. Sending it out on a wide line.
She's got ample speed. The trick is with that speed, can she get back?
If it stays on, it might be handy, but I don't think it will. It's going to be close here. Just going in.
Just.
That weight on any of those red bowls, they score.
Absolutely.
So I'm not quite sure maybe if she's trying to achieve that or draw the shot. So Gail Edwards, forehand, looking to add to the count.
And of course, there's a risk here for Gail too if she does make connection onto one of these to give the shot away. And she's very close to it. Well, that was always a risk, and the trouble was she had to play it. She had to try and get in there first. The
only thing I'm thinking, Glass, is there's 2 red bowls on that hand versus 1 on the other hand. So, but you're spot on. Trying to get another bowl in there. And 1 shot at this stage of the match. I know Gail won't be happy. It was a great effort, but yeah, it means so much, 1 shot.
Any shots now, and Little Fish are sweet here at this stage, aren't they?
Certainly are, yeah.
Esther really needs to stay on. I'm sensing some aggression from Gail Edwards now that she's down.
Well, that's the one thing that they wouldn't have wanted at this stage, is to not have a bowl on the green. Every bowl needs to count.
Backhand with weight. Barry picked it in 1. Trying to catch the edge of the shot bowl. There's a few chances here. She's very close, can get off this bowl.
Get it!
Well, she got it, but...
What a mighty effort, Gail Edwards.
This could be interesting for a look.
Esther Yu. This is a huge bowl. Not only does she need to get another one in there, but she cannot create a target.
And she possibly needs to get past as well. So how on earth do you do that? Draw a shot, get past, don't build a target.
There's options both hands. Forehand beat the wing white bowl, or backhand match the back bowl of Brooke Edwards's. Doesn't want to shift the jack herself or broaden the target.
Hasn't played a lot of bowls out in this backhand.
Esther Yu, can she add to the count?
Tell you what, Barry,
Not a mile away here. Needs to be careful, though.
Will turn sharp.
Needs to hit the brakes.
There you
Oh,
go.
that
eh?
was a danger with the backhand.
That was the last thing that she
Yeah.
wanted.
It was a very good shot, really, but
One.
just...
That way?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Do you stay forehand and just get another one in the area, or that was the misfortune of trying to get another bowl in there, shaking the jack and giving away to Team Edwards. And now Gale's got an opportunity to make two here.
Needs to connect on her own here.
Little promotion would be very handy.
Wow.
Couldn't get enough.
Shimmied it.
This game is anyone's.
15 all. 15 all with 3 ends to go. Stick with us. The thrilling conclusion to the women's pairs final coming up after this. Just 2 ends remaining in our women's pairs final. And there is nothing separating Brooke Edwards, Gail Edwards, Cheryl Chan and Esther Yu. It has been neck and neck after such a bright start from the Edwards team. The Hong Kong team have clawed their way back into this match. And we are in end number 16 now. And every shot counts. I'm going to put you both on the spot here.
Do you have to do this, Jack?
Yeah,
Why?
absolutely I do.
Why do you enjoy doing this for?
If you had to pick a winner, or who's got more momentum at this stage, is probably the better way I can ask that question to you.
Momentum, yes. So I think it's slightly with Hong Kong, just because Cheryl's outnumbering Brooke most ends. Just having, right now, 3 bowls in the match versus Brooke's 1. And Esther has played some decent conversion shots. So momentum, yes, but I think it's still going to come down to the skipper on who converts when it really matters.
Glass, what are you thinking from a momentum perspective?
I hate it when you do this, but I am the Aussie national coach. I've got to stick true blue. I've got to support our Aussie contingent. So, again, it's just going to be a break here or a break there. But, I really love the Hong Kong players and the way they go about the game, but I'm biased. Got to admit it. Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
Well, Gail Edwards on a nice line here. Can she get down for Brooks' bowl? It's a lovely position, though. Good place to be in.
Nerves could be the telling point. If anyone gets a bit edgy.
Who can hold their nerve, probably.
There's a lot on the line here. There's a big sack of cash to go back to Hong Kong or not.
Okay, SDU, that's not what the doctor ordered right now. A short bowl, because we know Gail won't be far away. Lovely weight with her last, looking just to promote Brooks' bowl for shot or trail the jack potentially for 2 if she gets it right.
It's a little high or a little long. Only needs, as you say, Baz, a touch. Well, she's coming back quickly now. Oh, so close.
Another good position bowl. SDU needs to get another one in there.
The difficulty now is that her first bowl has made this job so much harder. Is that her first bowl's nearly smack bang right in the draw, so she's got to negate that. Potentially inside it.
I think if she can somehow manage 3rd shot here, she'll be pretty happy.
It's good home.
Trying the forehand, eh?
Get down in time.
Oh, this is interesting. There's a few seconds here.
If I sit it out, we get a couple, don't we?
This last bowl stops that.
That's it.
Touch on the
Can we
jack.
try it there?
Yeah, I like the forehand. Any touch of the jack could make 3 or 4, or sit the bowl clean for 2.
It's kind of a larger target, isn't it? Larger target area.
Gail, she's going to need some weight on this on a tighter line.
She's got weight. Oh, she's close, Snelly, I'll tell you.
Needs to miss her own. She's played it well.
Gets the bowl out.
She liked that from the get-go, didn't she? She was following it, chasing it.
Well, same thing. I'd love to see Esther just go for a walk here. Early days, she was visiting the head quite a lot. I think she's only got one option here. Backhand. Sit the bowl or trail the jack.
She can afford to arrive.
Yeah, any touch of the jack out to the side, she makes a couple.
It's on its way.
Just wants to stay away from that front bowl.
Another big shot in the match.
Doesn't want to promote that front
Doesn't
bowl.
want to turn this front one into
𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥 needs to be careful here.
The weight was perfect too.
One shot.
But one very important shot, because Brooke and Gail Edwards have now hit the lead again. 16 to 15. And we have got just 2 ends left in this final. Here's that final bowl of Gail's that was so important.
And there we have it, a skipper of the quality of Gail Edwards playing a big bowl when it mattered. Not an easy shot, avoiding the front. Perfect weight required, and that's the ability of Gail Edwards. There's some of the shots she can play, and it's going to take probably some of that, more of that magic over the next 2 ends to win this title.
Gail's mic'd up for us in this match. We can just steal her for a quick minute. Gail, how are the nerves right about now? I just got a bit of a problem with her microphone, so we might try and revisit. Maybe even the microphone's a bit nervous.
Could be.
2 ends to go.
Could be.
Come on,
yeah, there's no doubt the heart rate slightly gets up now. You start thinking 2 ends. There's a big shiny trophy. And a check. And memories to last forever. Well, what better place to experience this than Broadbeach Bowls Club, Australian Open.
Be a whopper of a win on your CV, as you well know, Barry Lester.
Conditions are absolutely perfect. Just a slight breeze, clear skies. And 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 says, I'm going to try and nail this jack. And that is a great bowl.
Big one to play first up, isn't it? Just put a bit of pressure back on
give me.
Brooke Edwards.
They just keep chipping away, don't they? Chipping away.
And Walter Kwok, he's sitting there.
he's
scratching
almost out
his
of
head.
his chair now. He's on the edge. He's
Home
been
now.
cool, calm, collected
Down,
up
down.
until this point, but he's now sitting forward.
Either way, you can just
All
sense how proud he is. And in his interview earlier, he mentioned that he'll be speaking to the selectors and really pushing these 2 ladies' case in terms of future selection. What a wonderful achievement already. So 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 trying hard again. Looks to be pretty good. Will it get down in time for another counter?
It's a good home no
Draw
matter
there
what.
again or come down and sit
Not
on that on the
quite.
draw. Your choice. Your choice. Your choice.
Well, this is interesting. It's considered changing hands and is changing hands. Hardly played a bowl in this backhand, if at all match. I can't remember Brooke playing a backhand in this direction.
No, I'm with you, Glass. I can't remember Brooke playing a backhand in this direction either, but if there's ever a
Work
moment
now.
you want to achieve something
Come on,
special,
Brooke, run.
She's
it's
on a good
now.
line. She's on the perfect
Hurry.
line for it.
Hurry.
I think she's played it, Glass.
She's got to get inside.
Push.
That's the
Well
shot.
done.
Yep.
What a changeover, Brooke Edwards.
A
That's
one-off.
there.
A one-off.
你試下裝呢邊啊嘛，你可以撞佢呢個或者拖個 jet 都得。
I'd be treading very lightly here, Cheryl.
Yes. Another one in the head on the forehand would have been good, wouldn't it? But
Doesn't want to pluck her own bowl out and create more room for Gail. Very careful here, Cheryl.
it's an aggressive ploy, but again, it's on. Trail the jack for 2, land the bowl.
I don't think it's far away either, Glass.
Got to hold. Tell you what.
She's trying hard.
It's
Either
just-
way, she's got another bowl in there.
Gave herself every
Yeah,
chance
it's
and
a
did
fabulous
miss
attempt.
by a lot.
That's another one waiting in the wings.
Well, that's a good head for both teams. A great head of bowls.
暫時其實我冇諗過
Pretty much
嗰邊
all bowls in this match other than Brooke's front one.
係啊，
Discussions. It is time to get all your calls right, all your shot selections right. And leave it all out on that green.
How big now is the experience factor of Gail Edwards?
Oh, communication is really the key now, making sure that every decision you make is 100% concrete. Both players totally agree. You don't want to walk off the green doubting what you should have or could have done.
我係咪都係反手過去啊？
Maybe trying to cover roughly these 2
誒
brown bowls just waiting in the wings there, perhaps. Defense is very important now too, isn't it?
Yes, nice weight by Gal.
Again, it's handy. It's a real game of chess now, isn't it?
Well, it's a good home. Protects the number anyway. Any movement of that jack. Okay. 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥 backhand. Looking to sit the shot bowl or shift the jack. She needs to run. Well, not having the weight required.
Almost the weight to dead draw the shot, but that's not the intention here.
Do you just feel how tense this is?
Yeah, the crowd's so quiet. Gail Edwards doesn't have to correct much as we hear the breeze. Just get up a touch. Out on a nice line again. Can she add to the count?
Closer here.
This looks to be around the area.
Well, that's a good shot either way. Well, I don't think it's time to change.
Wanting Esther to stay, remain on the backhand. The look on Esther's face is not convincing.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of weight. I was sensing some aggression here. Esther and Cheryl Chan do have the backest bowl.
Tell you what, Baz.
She's played this pretty well.
Snelly.
Needs the shot bowl clean.
Snelly, what a
Out it
shot.
comes.
There you go, what a shot. 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥.
Just perfect.
Actually couldn't have asked to play that shot any better.
Spot on. Well, again, just got to touch it, really.
Gail Edwards, it's the 17th end of an Australian Open final. I'd love to see her go down and have a look. Just with all of her experience, just sense the situation. And
it'd be convincing for her too. It would help her confidence.
But so much experience in her game.
Mate, I'll tell you what.
She's backing herself here, Gail Edwards.
She didn't like it initially.
She may get the second shot while she's kicked a goal here.
Perfect speed.
Split the distance.
Any touch of the shot bowl.
Gently, gently.
Now, how does 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥 approach this? Because
very gently, Jack.
Because if she just touches that front bowl ever so slightly, that jack is headed toward a patch of white bowls.
On the other hand, she has got an option, so long as she's prepared to give it some air, give it some grass, to just get back to draw a third shot. And that would put her in a great position going 2 in front on the last end, but certainly doesn't want to risk giving it away.
I can't believe how tense this game is, and they're still smiling, they're still laughing, they're still having fun.
Smiling assassins.
Just releasing some nervous energy too, Jack. Getting up there, chatting with your teammate, you know, a little jog, just keeping relaxed. It's a tentative draw forehand, just trying to add to the count. It's a tough shot, but 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥 will be trying hard. She's not a mile away here.
Barry, she's nicely out. She's at least put it on the high side. Here it comes.
From the backhand to the forehand. Can she count? Well, good effort.
Very good effort.
Did everything that she could without giving away the shot.
New leaders, 1 end to go.
Well, I think it's time to nearly get out of coin glass. Heads or tails, this game is anyone's.
This is the final end. Of course, if scores are level,
A reminder as well, here's just about to have a bit of a look of a couple of the big shots from this last end. This one in particular, this was the one that drew the shot.
It's a game changer, isn't it, that one? Got it absolutely perfect.
Still trying to stay calm. Worth remembering as well that if at the end of this end scores are level, we will go to a 1-end tiebreaker.
We've been square 5 times maybe through the match.
5 times.
5 times. There you go. So what are the odds?
Well, it's just a case of giving every bowl a chance from here on in.
12 bowls remain.
What you wouldn't do for a front touch an hour.
Well, I'm telling you, it's not far away. 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺.
This is a really good start.
This is very close. That's a magic start. When you're one up and you've got a bowl inside a foot.
So,
I'd love to know what Walter's thinking right now.
well, take us into the Edwards mindset. They're one down. How crucial is it, I guess, not to go chasing?
The one advantage they do have is they've got last bowl.
Yep.
So they have got some sort of answer to whatever's presented to them. Or an opportunity, that is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Brooke just falling short. It is a longer end. Probably looking at around about 33 to 34 metres here. Quite long. But 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺, she looks in rhythm here. This is looking very good again.
This is as good, if not better.
This could be all over it, Glass.
Gee, that's
It's
wonderful
on the
leading.
centre of the rink. Well, that's going to make it very hard. That's going to take a big bowl from
Still
here.
plenty of room to draw me shot.
Can't help watching Walter on the sideline.
Brooke Edwards, over 150 games test match experience for Victoria.
Better.
Quality player. Looking for 2 feet of length here.
Damn.
A little bit racy, I think, but will finish well. And
All
the fact
good.
that it's in the game past the head.
Decisions. Draw another one or get to the tee.
租個
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺
過啫嘅。
Well, there you
I
go.
think the call is put another one in there.
Going for the jugular.
Load up.
That haunting little spot called the tee can come back and bite you.
Well, the only thing is she's playing this length well.
She
She might have overplayed this a touch anyway, so she might get option number 2, which is the tee here, and she has. You'll see that run on a little bit through the shadow.
Yep, managed to pick up the tee there. So, Brooke Edwards, one of the biggest bowls of your career.
You can draw, or you come up and you sit one of these bowls, or trail the jack.
If you look at the distance between the front one and the back one, Baz, this is how I used to look at things. I like looking at things. Whilst the shot bowl's very close, there's actually a good metre between the two. That's how much room you've got. So when you think of it that way, it's an achievable shot, really, to draw it.
And I like this call too, because Brooks' 2 attempted draw shots on the backhand.
Needs a solid land.
Well, that's a good effort. I did really like the call. Didn't manage to get a close bowl on the backhand. Sort of an all guns blazing approach. Forehand, 3 options. Front bowl, jack, back bowl. Just missing with a slight edge on the back bowl. But
not a lot of conversation from either team on the changeover, but Brooke just had a quick look and said, Mum, it's up to you now.
Jack, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
Extra end.
I think we're looking at an extra end. Someone has to say it.
You've really gone out on a limb with 6 bowls to go, haven't you?
Yes.
One shot the
Well,
difference.
there's not a lot of room,
No,
to
I
be
agree.
fair, but
I agree. I
think we could be looking at extra end here.
The drama in this women's pairs final.
Well, nice start there. It's a good position.
Handy.
Gail Edwards has played some huge shots, not only in this match, but right throughout the tournament.
In our mums, we trust.
Weight looks superb just to get a result down there on the forehand.
Smelly.
Look at this
Jack.
one,
Go
working
Edwards.
towards it.
Oh, well, is it not meant to be?
That's probably a better position now. There's a target now.
係咪 level 㗎？
Back bowl and a target to play to.
I wonder whether they may consider heading towards the tee again, Barry.
Well, the way the head's shaping up, this is one of Gail Edwards' strengths.
Yeah.
That arriving shot, a running shot, you know, all her experience coming into play. She has the luxury of having the backest bowl. This is her moment. This is her time to shine, Gail Edwards.
Handy. Very hard to cover the back white one because it is close to the ditch, so it's
Jack
very
in the
hard.
pit on the backhand gives us 2.
Yep, there we go.
Jack in the ditch.
All or nothing. Got 2 goes at it.
That's correct. 2 goes at it. So
lining up. And
Gail
he's going to give it
Edwards.
every opportunity.
She hasn't said anything.
Tell you what, she's
Oh,
watching
the
it with
path
interest.
looks fantastic.
She wants it to hold.
Got it.
Got it.
Gail
What a
Edwards.
shot. That is the shot of the championship.
With ice running through her veins. Brilliant play.
Well, there you go. It took something special. Gail Edwards, over 200 games of experience for Victoria coming into play there. And that is her strength. That's what would have got them to this final. A lot of these weighted shots. Jack in the middle.
Yeah.
And only leaves opposition about 3 feet of room.
That is such a big shot to play at such a crucial moment.
Watched her. She was having a couple of big, deep breaths just to relax herself after she played that too.
There she is. It's just pacing now. She knows that, well, for a moment anyway, this is out of her control. It now rests firmly on the shoulders of 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Glass. Just listen to what they've got to say here.
Still smiling.
Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah,
well
Glass,
aware now that it's a
right.
big challenge.
Well, Glass mentioned earlier, the back bowl of Brooke Edwards is there. It was nearly impossible to beat. But having 2 on the tee was a luxury. But now, this is what wins championships, the pressure bowls. Forehand. About 2.5, 3 feet of room, drawing to the ditch. And these ditches are so true. We've seen a lot of bowls finish right on the edge, right throughout the last couple of days of finals.
Draws this, she'll bring the house down.
It's all or nothing. Draw the shot.
It's away.
And have one hand on the trophy. Miss out, and they'll have to settle for second.
Tell you what, well out.
𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘥𝘭𝘺 is trying everything here.
Well, it just got to stop now. It's so close.
Just going.
She's not going to pull
It's
up
all
in
over.
time.
Attempt, well played.
13 years ago, Brooke Edwards and Gail Edwards won their first Australian Open crown. They've done it again. And this event is twice as nice for the Edwards clan. As you can see, a healthy level of respect for both teams. A terrific contest. Fitting of a final. Absolutely fitting of a final that it came all the way down to that. Some huge shots and some huge moments. And Lauren Wood has got the very happy Edwards clan there.
Happy would be an understatement, I would say, Jack. As soon as that bowl rolled into the ditch there, Gail turned to Brooke and said, "We've won it, Brooke." And Gail, you certainly did.
Oh, look, fantastic, you know. Brooke played well all day. She really led well. She was brilliant. And I tried to back her up, and we've got over the line by one shot. A hard game, hard pace, but we got there.
Take us into that moment just before. You held your nerve beautifully.
Yeah, you got to hold your nerve. I prayed a lot to get that jack in the ditch. I did. But, you know, every other one I've had a control weight trying to do the running shots. This time I just have the drive. If I'm going to get it, I'll get it. And I got it.
Brooke, did you have any doubt in Mum at that moment?
Not in the drive. I knew she'll get that, but I had fingers crossed on that last bowl. But yeah, no, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked.
Absolutely fantastic. And you do have plenty of support here today. Which of you will be leading the celebrations?
Me.
I'll have a cup of tea.